Shalom, or praise to Yahawah, Basham El Shai, Basham Kadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, and salutes to you brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. Pretty much I'd say about a month ago or something like that. I had a dream, a particular dream. I wasn't gonna do a video on this, but just for some reason I feel like doing a video on it. Which, I mean, at the time I was gonna do a video on it when it first happened, but I didn't do it, and so I'd say it was about a month ago, a month and a half or something like that. I've had a few different dreams and things like that, but you don't really I don't really do videos and this sort of stuff, to be honest. But anyway, to go into this, pretty much this dream was about the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, elites, and the Akyam and stuff like that, man. And there's another dream I had that I might do a video on. I might do a separate video on it, to do with judgment coming down and things of that nature. But anyway, without further ado, man, so pretty much I was in this like a hall building, and you could say it was like a community center or like a college or something, like a public building. And I was happened to be in there walking through the hallway, but I was doing something, and I pretty much what had happened was I'd bumped into Evelyn Rothschilds, which you brothers know Evelyn Rothschilds is, the heads of Esau, Edom's kingdom, the beast system that we're living in of Revelations. So anyway, he had stopped me and he said to me in the dream, pretty much he wanted to talk. So I was like, hey, that's the Rothschilds, man. That's Evelyn. So he pulled out. He told me to follow him through the hallway. And pretty much he pulled out a mobile phone, and on the mobile phone, he was watching the brothers. So there was Great Millstone brothers on the phone with garments on. I couldn't see what particular brothers were on the phone or whatever, but he so I said to him like, how'd you know about that? Pretty much. Now the dream ain't gonna be like pinpoint specific, but I remember what happened, but exactly what was said, whatever, because it was about a month ago now, and I wasn't gonna do this video. But hopefully it's through the spirit anyway. But I do remember what happened and what was said, and then pretty much he said that basically he watches the videos pretty much, and he said it in a fashion as to say, of course, yes, I check a lot of things out, in that kind of manner. And it's interesting, man, because when I woke up from this dream, I was thinking about a whole bunch of different scriptures, man. So in the dream, we went out to the, like you'd have like a hangout area in community centers, like where people sit on the benches and whatever people do, man. Have a coffee or whatever, smoke cigarettes out the back. So we walked out that part. So then I said in the spirit, I said, let me ask him more questions, because he wanted to talk to me about the videos, and he was, I can't really remember fully what happened and stuff, but he was inquiring about, about the knowledge. So I think I kept pressing him about the fact that he's watching us and stuff, but he would in the dream. This is a dream, by the way. But he would just do things like just kind of talk about just show pictures of brothers, and the fact that he's just watching things. And I remember now, because the topic came up about the state of the world, and he was watching us for the answers, man. He was watching us for another take on what's going on. So I started asking him questions. There was two questions I asked him. I'm not sure if I can remember the first question. I think I remember that. I asked him about the New World Order. I said, when are you gonna do this New World Order? But from in the dream, he was more interested in what was going on with us. But he said something along the lines of, that. He said, of course, business. You just, like I said, Akim, I can't really remember the dream like word for word, because it's been like a month. So I'm trying to summarize it the best I can through the Spirit and Lord willing. But, he was pretty much, just, he was agreeing, he was agreeing to stuff, and I'm trying to put in words the mood that he was in this dream, man. It was, whether it was like weary but anxious at the same time. But the fact that he had just pulled me to the side to say, look, hey, he's kind of saying, hey, I'm watching you guys. Like, yeah, you guys, interesting and all this. He just kept saying things like that, And when I asked him about the New World Order, I said, so hey, when you gonna when you gonna, you're into that, you guys are over this New World Order, so what's going on with that? When are you gonna set it up? And he was basically saying, well, you know what's going on, you guys know what's going on, as referring to us Israelites, and all this stuff was going on, COVID and different things were taking place, pretty much anarchy and uncertainties. And that's why in the dream I was asking him, so what's what are you guys doing? Now there was small little things I can't remember, with this dream, but it was highly spiritual, man. Now the last part I want to go into, is in regards to the last question I asked him was about the chariots. Now this was around the time Apostle Tara had put the video up about, Darbu 7 had put the video up, when Apostle Tara did the video on it, about the chariot that was bigger than the earth, which that was an amazing, that was like, out of this world type stuff, if you will, Anyway, I had asked him about that ship. Now, like I said, outside of the dream, Apostle had put that video up, and so this was after that. But when I had this dream, while I was having this dream, I asked about this ship. I asked about this massive ship. I said, do you know about this? What do you know about the YAHAWAHI's ship, basically, man? The Father's ship. And as I said it, the visual of a ship over the earth just popped up in my mind, and he could see that. Like when you tell someone something, you paint a picture, but he knew, because he had seen it, because he was showing, like I said, he was going through his phone, and he, like, all types of stuff to do with the knowledge was on his phone, so he was checking us out, and he was on edge. So when I asked him this question, he got weary, man, and he said, he just kept saying things like, he said something on the lines on, it's a bit breathtaking, or, a bit out of this world, and a bit, I'm trying to do the best for describing this. Breathtaking, out of this world, and mind blowing. He was scared. He was scared, pretty much. If I'm gonna just, put it simply, he was scared, and he was he was taken back, and he didn't even know he didn't know what to do about that and how to process that. He didn't know what to think. So, you know, with this whole dream, when I woke up and I thought about it, and just different things. I mean, there's different ways you can look at this stuff, but I had thought about the fact that these elites know that the YAHAWAHI is coming back, man. And you know, a lot of things that's taking place is getting them scared through the spirit. I mean, you don't know what the sea and, you know, the ships or whatever, whatever the Lord's doing. And just the fact that the prophets are out there, there's a lot going on. The prophecies are being fulfilled, and there's a lot going on the right hand side of the Lord. You know, anyway, you know, this is Yahweh Basham Yahushai's movie. You know, let me get a quick scripture and I'll finish off. This is the book of Isaiah 52. And I'll read from give me a second. The Lord Yahweh Basham Yahushai have made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our power. And you know, the whole earth is going to witness the ships coming down. You know, the scripture says in Second Ezra's 9, the Lord's going to visit the earth which he made, with all the different, you know, prophecies and stuff, things of that nature. And the chariots is the Lord's actually going to make a physical appearance also. You know, that's in Revelations 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. This is Isaiah 52, jumping down to 15. So shall he sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths at him, for that which had not been told shall they see, and that which they had not heard shall they consider. And you know, this is a very this is the most mystical thing you can get, man. The Lord coming out of the heavens with the chariot, you know. You know, they got the saying, truth is stranger than fiction, you know. So it's really gonna bug people out, man. You know, people are gonna have heart attacks and stuff like that. You know, Esau is painting so much lies that, I mean, hey, and the scripture even says the Lord's a power that hideth himself, man. Yahweh Shem Shai coming through them clouds, man, coming into the atmosphere. That is, like I said, some real mystical stuff. So, you know, and this is real. This is real. So anyway, to conclude the dream, like I said, I had this dream about a month and a half ago or something like that, you know. And I said to myself that I wasn't really going to do a video on it. But, you know, through the spirit, man, the spirit, like I said, when I had the dream, I said, I'm going to do a video. But, you know, I kind of got caught up. And then after, I just said, you know, but for the spirit, you know, I decided to just do it. And I might do one of the other dream I had. But, you know, Lord willing, I you know, explained it to the best of my ability, because it wasn't fresh, you know. Sometimes you have a dream and you might do it fresh, or, you know, sometimes you might pray, you put a prayer up, you know, and things of that nature. But yeah, so that was the dream, man. I mean, you know, he pretty much was you know, just like taken back by the power of the Lord through us teaching and the chariot sightings, so much to the point where he made that known. He made it known. Like he made it known, man. And he had, like I said, he had, you know, print screens and things of that nature of Akyam, and, you know, on the streets teaching. And he said, yeah, I know about you guys. You know, he listens, and he's basically, you know, learning, taking notes, like he's learning from it in a way. Like, hey, these people on the right hand side, like, what the hell is going on, man? These people, you know, the Lord's dealing with them. And like I said, going back to when I started asking him questions, because he just, I don't know, I can't remember the whole motive of what but he was more in shock at what was going on. And you know, I asked him the questions about the New World Order. He said, of course, basically said, of course, that's what, you know, you guys know that. I don't have to tell you guys that you know, you guys know that, because it was a private conversation. Because we moved from the hallway part to the back, so he just, so I kind of looked at that as like all the rest of the people that were in that building with the goyams, because it was like in a leisure center or like a college type building, more like a college or community center, and they were like goyim. So those individuals, they're not on the wavelength of the conversation. And then you know, the last part. So he said that, yeah, he's going for that New World Order, but he was more shocked. And when I brought up the chariots, I said, hey, well, do you know the Lord's coming back, right, to whatever? And did you see the chariot sight? Did you see? So what? You know, did you see the Lord's the great chariot or whatever? And he, you know, he was. I'm trying to find the best way to describe it, but you know, I don't think I can right now. But he was like, oh, that, like he was weary as hell, man. You know, you know. So that's it. I'm not gonna keep it longer than this, man. If I remember the wording for that, you know, that's what it will be. So anyway, with that, you know, I'm gonna say shalom, man. Shalom, Makia.